We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is, of course, your boy, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday, wherever you may be. And of course, however, you might be listening. Great news, great news, great news, great news. The Iowa Hawkeyes are moving to the semifinals, third round of the Big Ten tournament style, and they are one of the hottest teams in the country, plain and simple. I was able to catch a majority of the game on my lunch break, which was sweet. And this Iowa team, as I said, is one of the hottest teams in the country. I don't know how you can make an argument that Keegan Murray is not the Big Ten Player of the Year. Simply put, and I know he has played in more games. Last season was shortened due to COOF, aka COVID. However, in a season in which Keegan Murray is putting up similar numbers and has broken the regular season scoring record, or not regular season, but season scoring record held by National Player of the Year, Luka Garza. How can that guy not be the Player of the Year? And, people, when they look at the Player of the Year, they have different criteria. Some people, it's more important to be the best player on the best team. Others, it is not. For me, it's simple. Who is the best player in the conference? Yes, your team record does matter a little bit, but not too much, because we've seen, in the NBA and things like that, where it's not always the best player who wins the MVP, because it goes to the guy that is the best player on the best team. But to me, that's not what makes a Player of the Year for that season. I look at it, who is the best player that season? And furthermore, which player is the most important to their team's success? In other words, if that player was gone, what would the other team look? What would that team look like? And in the case of Keegan Murray, would Iowa still be okay? Maybe. They've got some decent pieces, but they certainly would not be a 24-win team on the season. They just would not. So I think Keegan Murray is the most important player for his team in the success of his team compared to all the other Big Ten Player of the Year candidates. So that is my take there on that. As for the actual game, Iowa against Rutgers, this was a chance for redemption, a rematch, a very, very tough game against Rutgers before. And, if you guys remember correctly, there was a late foul call that was just, a bad call. But in my opinion, there were other opportunities to win that game. And so I'm not going to put it all on the refs. But this was an excellent chance for redemption, and Iowa got it. They struggled a little bit early. Jordan Bohannon had a few turnovers, and so did the rest of the Iowa team. But by and large, they got it together. And as you guys can see here, the game flow, we see that at about the 10-minute mark in the first half, Iowa regained the lead. They led in almost every statistical category. They were tremendous from the free throw line, yada, yada, yada. They did, unfortunately, and uncharacteristically, have more turnovers than Rutgers, but they out-rebounded Rutgers 34-28. They shot 3% better than Rutgers from the three-point line, And overall, their field goal percentage was far higher. And you needn't look any further than the great shots that Iowa got. I am amazed and mesmerized at times by Iowa's efficient offense. And it's not just the talent they have, it's also the design of the offense. The offense, plain and simply, requires a lot of movement and probing the lane, getting 2 feet into the lane. And I remember one game specifically where the commentator and the game in general, the television, pointed out how often Iowa was able to get 2 feet in the paint and draw defenders from the opposing team. It causes a ton of stress on the opposing team. I'm a big proponent of probing the defense. So this Iowa offense is just incredible. And credit for McCaffrey, credit where credit is due. He is a hell of an offensive coach. So credit where credit is due there. Let's look at the full box score here and really dive into this. Let's see here. Keegan Murray had 26 points. You guys can see here, he had 26 points. Let's see what else. Jordan Bohannon had 16 points. Tony Perkins had 16 points. And I said this in the video yesterday. The 2 biggest things towards the moving forward of Iowa's team, so to speak, and the hotness of their team has been their newfound defensive effort and the propelling of the role players. Tony Perkins, guys, I'm so excited about Tony Perkins. Let me tell you what my basketball eye sees. That dude gets into the lane at will. At will. He can get into the lane whenever he wants to, and he's very thick. Well, not necessarily thick, but he is strong. He moves guys out of the way. He's explosive. He doesn't get credit for, well, maybe he does get credit, but he is an excellent ball handler, and he has a great floater to his game. The only thing, if he can add just an average 3-point shot to keep the defense honest, I think that Tony Perkins has a high ceiling. He has the athleticism, he has the necessary tools, and he's a great defender. So those are the 2 things that have led to the newfound success of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Moving on, the Iowa Hawkeyes will be facing Indiana, as Indiana took down Illinois. I was kind of looking forward to potentially playing Illinois, but I will settle for Indiana. This is a prime chance for Iowa to make it to the Big Ten championship. I am so stoked. I think they have a great shot against Indiana. And I love the matchup. This, again, just a great opportunity. There's going to be no excuses. Both Indiana and, matter of fact, Indiana, has had less rest than Iowa. Will have had less rest than Iowa going into this game. So there's no excuses. Both of these teams have played a daunting schedule. I know Iowa had the initial bye, but they will both have tired legs, and this is going to be a battle. But ultimately, I think this is an excellent matchup for the Iowa Hawkeyes. So let's real quick check out the KenPom and the net rankings and see what this Rutgers victory is or will go down on paper for the Iowa Hawkeyes. By the way, this Rutgers victory will assuredly help Iowa's NCAA tournament resume, and getting to the semifinals will, again, assuredly help the Iowa Hawkeyes NCAA tournament resume. And quite frankly, them getting to the semifinals and being one of 4 remaining teams, I think is accurate. I think Iowa, by the end of the season, was a top 4 Big Ten team. They were one of the 4 best teams in the Big Ten. And I think you could even make a case that they were in the top 3. But let's just be cautious and say top 4. So just in case you were wondering, the game is scheduled tomorrow for 10 a.m. I am locked and loaded for that 10 a.m. start time on the West Coast. I think that will be 12 Central Time. And Iowa is 13th in the Ken Palm. They are 24-9 with the 3rd best offense in the country. And let's see, or excuse me. Yeah, 3rd best offense in the country and 83rd best defense. I would like Iowa to see Iowa tighten their defense a little bit more. Their defense has not been as strong as I would hope. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but I would like to see it a little bit better, because if they can get that, it's over. I mean, they might be an Elite 8 team if they can just, but we've said this millions of times, if they can only. So time will tell. And in the net ranking, they are 15th. So that's going to do it for us, guys. Huge victory for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm so proud of them. I love watching this basketball team. This is one of my favorite Iowa Hawkeye teams in recent memory. Definitely top 3. A lot of great guys. They have such a cohesive team, and they are peaking at just the right time. They are one of the hottest teams in all of college basketball. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to ask you guys to smash the subscribe button because, well, subscribing makes you feel good. At the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. I'll put the PayPal link in the description if you want to help your boy out, get some party money or some movie money or coffee money, whatever makes it easier for you to lock and load it. Whatever, makes it easy. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts over feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love y'all. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye.